San Diego Gas and Electric is proposing a rate change that has local residents scratching their heads. The utility wants to charge a higher rate to the people who use the least electricity, while lowering the rates for the customers who use the most. Here to explain why SDG&E has proposed the rate change is Onell Soto, staff writer for the San Diego Union-Tribune. What is the reason that SDG&E gives for proposing this change?
It goes back to 2001 and the energy crisis, and the legislature froze the rates at that point for the lowest energy users. But the rates, as you used more energy, those rates were not frozen, and so they went up. The costs have gone up significantly since then, and all the rate increases have gone to the higher tiers. There's a tier basis for this, and they've just gotten out of whack. SDG&E says they need to bring the rates in line, and this was actually a compromise. They had wanted to do it, get rid of the tiers altogether. This was a compromise that consumer groups joined them on that said, okay, we'll raise them up a little bit on the lower end, 5% a year or so, and we'll lower the higher ones to bring them closer in line to what electricity actually costs.
That is really interesting, so that if I'm a big electricity user, I'm actually going to see a drop in how much I pay overall?
You may see that. The other part of this is that the SDG&E is asking for a rate increase for fire liability insurance, but it also says that electricity has gotten cheaper to get, so it's asking for a drop on that. They haven't calculated how it's all going to work out, but yes, your bill would go down if you use a lot of electricity. Your bill will go up if you don't use very much.
So it appears as though low energy users, like people who work hard at conserving or have solar or are actually being penalized.
They are going to have to pay more money, but they have been getting electricity for less than it costs to produce, and they'll continue to get electricity for less than it costs to produce.
How can SDG&E make any money if it costs more to produce the energy than people are paying for?
Because they've been charging the people at the higher end that extra money. So just to put it in perspective, when this went into effect in 2001, the tiers were 13 cents for the lower tier and 15 cents for the higher tier. Today, it's 13 cents for the lower tier, 33 cents for the higher tier. All the increases have gone on the higher tiers. What
are businesses saying about this? Because it seems to me that they're going to benefit from this, because I'm sure they're using more energy, let's say, than a homeowner who lives all alone in a little cottage.
Well, this is adjusting the residential rates, not the business rates.
Not the business rates,
so
okay.
The business rates are already, they've already been dealing with the rate increases overall, and they haven't had that locked in.
Okay, and the residents and the business owners, or you're not talking to the business owners, what do they have to say about this?
Well, they have been fairly vocal on this.
They
feel like this is a penalizing of them, like their efforts at trying to save electricity haven't paid off, like they're being penalized for having saved electricity. Although I have seen also some residents say that they support this idea. It all depends on where you fall in the energy usage perspective. And another part of the way that these rates are structured, another impact of it is, if your electricity, one month you might be on the lower end, another month, say there's a heat wave, you're going to be on the higher end, and your bill might be double or triple what it usually is.
Just very quickly, Onell, do you expect that the Public Utilities Commission is going to go for this one?
They have indicated that they like this idea. So I would be surprised if they didn't go, but I never predict what the PUC is going to do.
Well, thank you very much, Onell Soto.
Thank you.